With Insidious having released its fifth film, The Red Door, and it being billed as the final one in the franchise, the universe that has lasted 13 years on our screens has now come to an end. So with the conclusion now being present, I thought I'd take a look back at two of the most iconic demons and spirits from the series of movies and compare the both of them, explain the history and personality, and discuss which one is not only more powerful but the scariest out of the two. So let's get into it. Here is the red-faced demon versus the bride in black Insidious Demons Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The history. Both of these characters have complex histories, however one is actually more documented than the other, which I suppose does take away the mystery behind the character, which could cause it to feel less creepy. However, what we do know about the one that has a richer history is pure sickening. Let's start with the red-faced demon. This is the one where there's not that much known. He was originally created as an angel in heaven to serve God, but like most demons from tales in the Bible or in other stories, he betrayed God and was banished from heaven. And he ultimately found himself inside of the Further, a place that was previously not known about and is almost like a state of purgatory, but not the purgatory that we know of. All of the other demons that betrayed God were sent to hell, but this demon was sent somewhere even darker. So there isn't much known about the history or information that is documented on the red-faced demon, which does add to the mysterious origin, and it makes you question if there are any others like him that are out there. Now, when it comes to the bride in black, the individual when alive on Earth was called Parker Crane and was a well-known serial killer, having killed around 15 people during his time on Earth before his death. When Parker was a young child, he was abused by his mother, and she essentially tried to raise him as a girl due to the fact that she wanted a daughter instead of a son. And Parker's father was an individual that she resented, and he called their son Parker. So because of those reasons, she ultimately didn't want him to be known as Parker. So Parker lived by the name of Marilyn, and was raised as a girl, which ultimately led to his mind being confused over what it is that he was, whether he was a boy or a girl. As a serial killer in his human form, Parker dressed up as the bride in black and was essentially like how he was when he was in his spiritual form in the Further. So it was definitely a haunting sight to bear witness to and tied into the history of the character when he was on Earth. Parker Crane was a long connecting character in the series and was haunting Josh from when he was a young child, right up until haunting Elise too. So the connection is definitely there. In terms of the richness of the history, I would have to say that because we know more about the bride in black and we can actually see just how disturbed Parker actually was, it does add to the haunting, creepy nature of them. So the bride wins this round. The appearance. In terms of the appearance of both of these characters, they each have their own distinct, visually striking and haunting looks. If we start with the demon with the red face, he doesn't really resemble the human form, other than the fact that he has 2 arms and 2 legs, so he's quite literally a demon that's made from things that nightmares are made of. With bright red, visually striking skin that's covered in blood and looks damaged, especially more so in the later movies, a tongue that has rigid edges to it like a snake, bright yellow eyes that pierce through and take a look into your soul, extremely long claws that he seems to enjoy sharpening, and hair that is a tangled mess. He's something that you wouldn't want anywhere near you and would cause you to run the moment that you laid eyes on him, if you had time that is. With a low-pitched, harsh-toned demonic roar as well, the audible presence is something that is also extremely frightening. Now if we move on to the bride in black, this is a spirit that was extremely haunting to look at. The pitch black dress that would be worn, but paired with the extremely pale white skin on the face and other parts of the body, provided a contrast and made the character feel as though they really embodied darkness. Even the darkness around the eyes and the blackness of the gums allowed it to feel like it even went a level deeper, and made the look even more haunting and tonally suited. Having the pale white face under a veil as well also added to the creepy nature of them, as all you ended up seeing was just the color white piercing through without being able to make out anything else, just a shining white shadow amongst darkness. With the bride in black resembling a human and emotion being something that was able to be read off of the face of the spirit, you could really feel the anger, rage, and fear that the character wanted to induce into its victims. Both of these figures have their traits that make them as scary as what they are, and I would say that the bride in black is petrifying in the sense that it would be so creepy just seeing this white-faced individual at the end of your bed, but the red-faced demon is something that I just can't get past. The true demonic nature of him and the evil it personifies in its image is something that just can't be beaten. So the red-faced demon wins this round. The powers. Powers and abilities are a main thing when it comes to these two characters. The red-faced demon is a presence that pretty much feels indestructible. The amount it's been through and the fact that it's not been defeated is surprising. But I suppose the way of defeating the ruler of the Further is not something that's going to be easy to find out. He's significantly more powerful than anything or anybody that has ever entered the Further. He has the ability to possess bodies in the real world, harm individuals in the real world when he's still inside of the Further, has extreme strength and also telekinesis, meaning he can move things around with the power of his mind. He's also able to transport extremely quickly from one destination to another, almost like teleportation when inside of the Further. So he's an extremely strong demon. He barely takes any damage as well when anything does go against him, which is extremely rare. When we look at the Bride in Black, this individual has a lot of powers too. However, they don't hold the amount of weight that the ruler does. They're able to use their murderous knowledge from the real world when it comes to trying to claim victims. They're able to possess individuals in the real world if a connection is made, plus their strength is also enhanced when in the spiritual form. If the both of these characters were put up against each other inside of the Further, I would say that when it comes to the power, strength and ability, the red-faced demon would make extremely light work of it, meaning that the red-faced demon wins again. Both the red-faced demon and the Bride in Black are two of the most infamous villains in modern-day horror movies, especially ones of that kind. They both provide a haunting edge to the movie that's been watched, and they've both served their purpose well. I would say that it felt like we've seen a little bit more of the Bride in Black in terms of screen time, even though they were in less movies. That's one thing that I think I will look back on with the Insidious franchise and wish they had have done differently. I wish that the red-faced demon had more screen time and we got to learn more about him as the films came out, as it felt like he was just this mysterious figure that we never truly understood the origin of, which I think is a shame, as there was definitely room for that in the most recent movie, The Red Door. I would say that in terms of this battle, the red-faced demon most definitely wins in terms of being the scarier, more haunting individual, and the one that would cause more nightmares. Plus, he also wins if the both of them were facing off with one another, so also in strength too. The red-faced demon, like in every movie where you manage to survive, you've done it again. You win. So, there you have it. The red-faced demon versus the Bride in Black, Insidious Demons Explained. If you want to see more videos such as Endings Explained, theories and predictions and character breakdowns, then click on the I button, or alternatively you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @brainpilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. Which demon do you prefer? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.